What's going on, YouTube? So, the question is, why are they not hiring us? Why do I have 19 degrees and they're still DEI? They are canceling the DEI program and all this extra stuff. So, some of us know why, they're not hiring us. We're no different. I'm no different from you. I'm no different from you. I take my business to different facilities, different schools, and I approach different hospitals just like you guys do. And they do me the same way. They do me the same way. That's why, to me, being independent and doing your own thing eliminates you from getting the thumbs down, or they call you for a million interviews and you do the interview with them. And I don't know if you're giving them pointers on what they should do, but if you know that my education is higher than yours, why would you call me for an interview and then you're not going to call me back? How many of you guys have gone through that? We know most of us who have our own business, or most of us who are entrepreneurs and just trying to get to where we need to get to, we all have separate jobs. We have, something in addition. There's so many people out there with the PhDs and the degrees and the, $300,000 in the student loans. And, some are fortunate enough to get, a job in their field, and some are just not. And some of them just give up. You just give up. I won't say it's happened to me on 100% basis, because I'll go director, or I'll go, whichever. You guys know I've done everything. And I don't know if I just kind of get bored with the situation, or I just, all right, I don't want to do this no more, Um, and, there are some jobs they go, well, let me ask her everything that I want to know. Okay. And then, because she knows she's not going to call you back, she just wants to know everything you want to know. So you guys definitely have to be aware of that. There are people who, call you in, they want to hire you for a higher position. A guy was talking about it the other day, and, that happens, in real life. You have your credentials on your resume. They call you to come in, and they have you do all this stuff. And then, oh, okay, they don't call you. And then they don't even call you back. So, that is so common, and it is getting more common for that to happen to people. I meet so many people on a daily basis that is just done with working, that is just done with the clocking in and clocking out. Especially if you don't have a union. To me, union or no union, they're useless. I'm telling you, you're paying into a union, and they're getting you the bonuses. You getting the raises, XYZ. Yeah, I'm talking about USPS, the bonuses and the raises, but they ain't gonna do nothing else for you. And they ain't gonna fight for you. I have experiences where the union is on the side of the company. Okay. The union, I mean, they're out there fighting. And what are they fighting for? Do they fight for your job? I can give you something I've seen firsthand at the post office, where someone, they had an issue, XYZ, and the union was called in. The union's supposed to be on their side. The union will call the manager first before he even talked to the person who's paying him. I mean, I thought it was just ridiculous. I mean, really? And I even called one time just to ask a question about something, and he called the manager first. I mean, that's my girl. But I'm paying you $40 every 2 weeks. Why are you calling her before you call me? And nothing is even wrong, because me and her like this. Could you have spoke to me first? And you hear that in so many cases. That's why people are complaining about the education, and why aren't they hiring me? What's the purpose of going to work for a company that has a union when, okay, they might get you 15, 20 cents, a couple $100 every now and then, or you might go up, but they're not going to save your job. They're not gonna save your job. So her son came in one day and he was like, I don't know why you're paying to the union because XYZ. But listen, if you work somewhere and you have a union, you have to get them to do what they're supposed to do, or you're gonna have to take it in your own hands. Having a PhD in the education, they don't care. They don't know what you have on the outside. This is the secondary jobs I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all who have your own business, and we talking about secondary jobs that people have just for benefits. Okay, just for benefits. If you don't want to do that, ask yourself why they are not hiring me. They, as in the credentialing people that I have degrees for. Why do I have to go work for them when I have the credentials to work for them? You see what I'm saying? So that was the case, that was the case in that situation. In the federal aspect of that, you work for federal so that you can get the benefits, so you can get the benefits, but you don't have to still put up with the nonsense that is done around there. You don't have to put up with the nonsense, especially at your job. If you have that bachelor's degree, if you have that master's degree, you have to just keep going. You have to keep going. They slam doors in your face. They have you answer a million questions, and then they still don't call you back. You have some that they give you an interview, you're getting the job, they're giving you this so-and-so, they're making you think one thing, which they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be, direct. They're supposed to interview you based on just like a cloud. They're not supposed to be like, well, we're going to call you tomorrow or we're going to call you XYZ. They're not supposed to do that, but they are doing that. And then the person is not getting the job. And I could feel a frustration. I can't think of the guy's name, but he had on his YouTube, people were coming on, and I mean, it was the saddest thing in the world. They were working all over, truckers, people who are, from corporate. There was, somebody there who was actually offered $30 an hour, and he felt that, that wasn't for him. Now, that might have been a slight mistake, only because it was the type of job that he wanted, and he had just graduated from college, and he was only 22. But I mean, he wanted more. He looked for more. But with this, new government going on, and everybody, I'm not going to say everybody. There's a percentage that do talk about, why can't I get this job? It could be, other things. You guys know I don't do the black white thing, and I don't do the whatever thing. But you have to just keep going. When you get to that point where you just want to give up, you have those college degrees, you have those PhDs, you have that education. Find a skill that you can develop and try and build your own business. I know it sounds so corny because it takes years to actually build a business. Look like I got that blessed on backwards? I don't know, y'all. It takes years to actually build a business. That education that you went to school for, you can put that to use by creating something yourself. Are you going to sacrifice? Of course you're going to sacrifice. Of course you're going to sacrifice. Of course, people that you think behind you is not behind you. Of course they're going to, you're behind them at 100%. I ain't singling myself out at all. Everything y'all hear me say, I'm talking about me too. You're behind people at 100%. You follow people all your life. You supported them in everything that they want to do. When it's your turn, you out the door. And the messed up part about it is you'll be the last one to get the same stuff that they got because they're not going to be behind you at 100%. So you got that PhD, you got that education, you're going to have to block everybody out. You're going to have, I don't care if you have to disappear, you're going to have to, don't answer your phone. Don't answer your phone. You're going to have to focus on you. I learned that the hard way. Trust me. I learned that the hard way. And it took a long time for, me to see things like that. You have to see the same thing. Don't sell yourself short. When you have an opportunity to do something, just do it. You're going to have to go by faith. If it's not for you, then change it. If it's not for you, then change it. If you have the result to working for McDonald's, nothing is wrong with working for McDonald's. But if you're working for McDonald's and you got a master's degree, work for McDonald's. And then when you go home, work on something that's going to let you alleviate your own business. I don't care if you know how to draw, use that master's degree and what they taught you in the college to create your own business. Do something that you love to do. It doesn't have to be YouTube. You know, YouTube is like, I mean, we everybody can't afford to pay for ads on YouTube. Everybody can afford to pay for the commercial things, to get the views, to get the watch time. Everybody can't do that. It's going to take you a minute to get monetized on YouTube, and you still have to have thumbs up and all the extra stuff. So if you plan on taking a master's degree and then trying to do the YouTube, you got to have something on the side as well. There's a young lady the other day. Oh my God, she practically had me in tears. What is the sense of going to college when you have no direction? What is the sense of going to college if they're not going to hire you? I did that. I did this. I did that. She's not lying. You have to just try different states. Try different. If you're not afraid to venture out, try different states. Sometimes you're going to take a big sacrifice when you're building a business. If it's something that you love to do and you're working at that second job, I'm calling it a second job because it's not a job that you went to school for. It's not a job you got your bachelor's degree in. And of course, it is horrible. It's horrible. But do it until you get to where you want to get to. Don't quit. If they terminate you, that's a different story. If they terminate you, you got to take that as it is. Okay, then you got to do what you got to do. But when you have a bachelor's degree, your master's degree, and you're sitting there looking in the mirror going, well, what now? Especially if and see, there's two sides to that. You have people that have master's degrees and all those degrees that don't want to work in those corporate offices. And I'm telling you right now, I can relate to the young lady from the other day. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, you get tired of sitting at the table and you got to listen to everybody. I can understand what she was saying, but if that's what you went to school for, why don't you want to do it? Her answer was, I don't want to go in there with them. I don't want to go. Okay. You see, so I'm talking about two sides. I'm talking about different sides. There's people who want to get a job in their field. There's people who have gotten jobs in their field and they're just, I don't want to do that. Now, you see what I'm saying? So it is very important to go to school for something that you want to do, especially you're getting a student loan. Now, and billing and coding, I don't care. Nobody should be getting a student loan. Nobody should be taking a student loan for billing and coding. Did I take one out many years ago? Of course I did. I don't know. I didn't know then what I know now, trust me, but you do. You get ready to. Okay, those of you who even have an inkling of what billing and coding is, try it. Try it. Grow in the field of coding. Grow in the field. Teach yourself how to code at home. Follow the classes. Go on sapphirecoding.com and purchase one of those programs. It's all about what you want to do. It's all about what you want to do. Being that they have so many things going on now. You guys, I don't know if you guys saw in the news a big change in Emory, what they get ready to do. I'm not still hung up on this whole DEI thing, but they did say they was cutting out that program. There was XYZ, and first of all, they stopped hiring a long time ago. So I don't know why Emory has so many different positions of certain things up there when they're not really hiring for it. The coding, they have to hire the coders. They're giving a coding bonus for $10,000. Coders 3, I don't know what the Coders 2 is, but again, that's just to let you know in a specific field, they're going to hire you. When you're talking about going higher up for revenue cycle director, revenue cycle and management, they want to terminate the supervisor and the manager, and they want to have the director just do everything. So that's what's going on now at a lot of these hospitals. That's what they call, it's not physically downsizing, but it's we're getting rid of and you, and we're going to teach her everything y'all know, and we're giving her one salary. So that's pretty much, what's going on. But again, you have those skills, you can't find a job. Uh, your resume is not working. You go to somebody to help you with your resume. Okay, help you with make sure there's not one error on your resume, but try and find something that you can create yourself, a business that you want to do. This is in addition to you doing another job, whether it's McDonald's, the post office, Bojangles, wherever it is that you need to have that job, that just a job where you're going to work and you're getting the benefits from. Then you can work on what you truly want to do with your degree, what you truly want to do with your master's degree. If these people are not hiring you, don't get upset when they close the door in your face. Don't look down on yourself because you feel like I've given them my resume, I've given them everything. I went on this interview, I went on that interview. Think of something that you're going to do for yourself. Have that backup where you don't have to have those doors closing in your face all the time. Those doors closing in your face. You're going for this interview. You got it. You got it. And then they see how smart you are. And then she's afraid to hire you now because she thinks you're going to take her job. And don't get me wrong, that has happened plenty of times. That has happened plenty. I hired somebody as a teacher one time. And I knew she was cocky. And I knew she was steadfast strong. But I needed somebody to run that medical billing class like a pro. And because she was almost half and half authoritarian-ish, which I don't like authoritarian leaders, but she knew about the medical billing and she knew about that coding. What we talked about was my HR chief. She said, "Lisa, you sure you want to hire her? She seemed like she's a little bit much." And I said, "You know what? Yeah. The same person that I hired went behind my back every 5 minutes." It didn't work because literally the regional director and myself are basically partners. And everybody could see, like, does she want your job? Is she trying to learn from you? Is she trying to so-and-so from you? And it's not the first time. It's not the first time that happened to me. So, as a director or somebody in leadership position, you give other people a chance. That's what happened. That's what happened. They come in and they try to take your job. You see what I'm saying? And when you go for jobs and when you guys that have those higher master degrees in XYZ and those higher people who hire you, which is the same type of level, how's somebody going to hire you at the same type of level? She's a director. You're hiring a director. Okay. She's not going to give you that same type of clout that she's going to give a supervisor. She's already fearing that you're going to take her job. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's so crazy. One time I had somebody, I went to somewhere around here. I mean, this girl was leaving. She was a director or a chief or whatever. Okay, so you're interviewing me for your job. I mean, that was the stupidest thing I ever heard. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm in here wasting my time with this chick because she's walking out the door, but they are giving her the authority to hire her replacement. She was going to drag that out to the end. Drag it out to the end. And again, that's a part of the why aren't they hiring me? Why aren't they hiring me? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you guys see stuff like this, see stuff like that on the street, trust me. It's real. I'm not gonna lie. My sister used to say, Lisa doesn't want to work because I've had all types. I've had every job you can think of. And I get to the point where I go, all right, I don't want to work for you no more. I can work for myself. What I need to grind and kill myself and get money for you. I'm just saying, sometimes, as a person that has a passion for what they do, I've always taught. I've had schools all the time. Even in my house, I have my students come to my house. And I still was the teacher, and I still became the director of the school. I still was the director of revenue cycle management. I still was supervisor of biller. I still was a financial coordinator. I still was a biller. I still was revenue cycle. I still was a coder. You see what I'm saying? Some people can't sit in one place. Some people can't sit in one place. Some people want to know more. I would rather put my hands in 10 things than one. I would rather have many skills than one. You guys go look for one of my chats. I put my resume on one of my chats. I don't know which one it is, but you guys can take a look at it. That was when I was a lot more savvy a few years ago with the, all this extra stuff. I kind of got away from all of that, but I kind of get more savvy a while down. But don't get discouraged. Billing and coding, or coding itself, is something that you can grow into. It's not going nowhere. It is a part of a medical field. Even if you have those degrees and you have done something else, AAPC has so many tests that you can do. Go on AAPC, look at AAPC. AAPC even shows you what's going to be on that CPC exam. They show you what's going to be on the CPC exam. Go on my website. When you go on my website, click on that tab that says see more courses, or do you want to see more, or something like that. It's going to take you to my bookstore. My bookstore has my books in there. The website has that medical terminology book that I just written. You guys wanted me to give you tests. So I can't give YTU, YouTube University, certain tests because that's in my program. So what I did was the medical terminology book that I just wrote. Y'all saw that book. Go on the website. That's the first thing that's on there. That book is $45. Look at that book. I put tests in that book. I put answers in that book, okay, to help you. The medical billing book does not have tests and answers in it. I will put them in there. This is for YTU. This is for you guys who are on YouTube, okay? When you go on my website and you go into the program, click on whichever one of those programs that you want, because you guys remember, we got 3 programs, right? We got 3 programs. Advanced, right? That has 2 schedules, 20 and 40, 20 week and 40 week. There's also a 10-week schedule. That's you doing your work from 9 to 5. A transitional course is those who are already in the medical field, be easier for you. That's a 200-hour course. The basic is a 150-hour course. Okay, they all have the same thing in them. It's you who is going to do them in 150 hours. It's you who is going to do it in 300 hours. If you work and you can only do after school, you need to get the advanced program so you can have all of it. Okay, and right now, I had the summer promo going on. The summer promo is still going on. I have not taken it down. I have to put the courses back to their original tuition. I'm putting this on the side because even though I'm saying it, I still want you guys to see it. So the summer tuition is still going on. I'm going to take it off on the 15th. So if you guys want to get in on my courses, go to that website and click more courses. That $9.99 and that $59.99, that's the summer promo. The summer promo will be ending on September 15th, and I'll have to put the courses back to what their original price is, the original tuition. On my website, you would download the courses. As soon as you pay for your program, you download it. It's downloaded automatically. Matter of fact, I think I got one up right here. Hold on. Hub. I don't know what this is. What's that? Oh, that's okay. So I got it up already. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna show you. So when you go on my website, okay, you're gonna click that tab window. Is it in the window? I don't know what that is. Hold on. Chrome. So hold on, let me just get this right. So anyway, you're going to go on my website. I have so many things up, I don't know what they are. You're going to go on my website. And when you go on my website, you're going to click that tab. Let's open that. You're going to click that tab that says explore courses now. Let's get this up. All right, I want to know why I can't share my screen right here. I'm clicking on everything but what I'm looking at. I don't know what all this extra stuff is. All right, let's do that. All right, so you guys can't see it yet. I'm going to put it on there now. So this is my website. All right, that's my website. If you have a question for me, click here. All right, don't this Wi-Fi better not start acting up. Okay, so you see it says explore courses now. When you click on that, you're going to be taken to the courses and the bookstore. Okay, you can hit this if you have a question for me as well when you go on my website. Okay, so there's the book. Here's the book. This is the medical terminology book that has those test centers that you guys are asking me for. So that book can be ordered either on Amazon, or you guys can send me an email and I'll order that book for you, or you can just pay right here from the website and order that book from the website, whichever you want to do. If you go to Amazon.com, you can order it from there. That's fine. Okay. Let me see if this popped up. So when you click that tab, this is my bookstore. Okay. So right now, the advanced program is $59. So if you got that master's degree, you got that PhD, and you just stuck, and you want to just do something new, you can just train yourself to do medical billing and go from hospital to hospital, recruit who you want to recruit and do their billing. If you want to just do coding, make your flyers, make your website, just do coding for the doctors. Okay, just do coding for the doctors. Okay, if you have gotten yourself savvy enough, take on all of them. Take on the hospitals, take on the physicians. Why, Miss Lambert? Because if you're getting doors closed up in your face, don't soak it out. Walk it out. Walk it out, put your mind on and say, this is what I'm going to do. It doesn't have to be this. It can be whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm just kind of scrolling through the website. So if you get individual courses, you see this? That's eye and ocular, okay? That's diagnostic coding. Individual courses are now $9.99. The basic course is $25.99. The other one is $59, and the other one is probably $25. I don't know what it is. When it's summertime, I practically give it away. So my suggestion to you guys is to make sure that you get in and get my courses. Once you get the courses, I will send you an invoice and I will send you a registration for the class. And that means that you will have an additional access. I can't give you everything on YTU because it is not a full class. This is just like introductory level stuff that I'm giving you, just to kind of give you awareness of how I run the class. Okay. So again, just kind of make sure that you do not let yourself get stuck on, what the man has in store for you. You're not going to work. You're not going to do X, Y, Z. You might struggle. You might have to stay with your cousin for a minute. You might have to stay with, your friend, for a minute. So what? If you don't, nobody should be in your business. Nobody should be in your business. Okay. That's a CMS guidelines. I'm going to put this link over here as well. Because some of you who are starting my classroom, you do not have your books yet. That is fine. I'm going to put this link down here for you. So, don't let society tell you that you cannot do it. You can do it. Everybody has been there. I don't have to come on my YouTube and do the sobbing and do the so-and-so. But trust me, we all have been there. We all have been there. I had a girlfriend the other day. She called me, and I'm not going to say no names because she's going to get me for saying this. She said they came and picked her car up. She's getting ready to go to work. She goes downstairs and look for her car, and her car is not there. I just I practically could hit the floor for her because when I was younger, I've been there, done that. When that car gets towed away, and you just gonna look out the window and you just, all right, let me take this train real quick. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do. I can imagine her when she said she looked out the window, Lisa, she thought she parked in another spot. Everybody thinks they park in another spot when their car gets taken away. I'm telling you, been there, done that. I've been there to the point where somebody they knocked on the door and said, "You got the keys?" I said, "All right, hold on, wait a minute. Let me get my stuff out the car." I mean, it was like I had no wins. You know what I'm saying? But again, we all been there and done that. It's nothing in my class that we didn't talk about. Even in my physical class, it's kind of difficult to do that. When you're on online, and you can't. Everybody doesn't want to. But listen, when we get up there where we want to be, when I get that school that I'm going to open, I better see some of y'all in that school. When I had my school many years ago, and I had all my students, we talked about everything. I helped them get Section 8. I don't care if it was food stamps. I don't care if it was get out the car, stop sleeping in the car, their children. If they just needed somebody to talk to, it was me. It was me. I had students that graduated. They just come back to the school. They just, I want to talk to Ms. Lambert. I have, y'all need to see my book, Medical Billing and Coding Q&A. I have to find this girl. I had students, they wrote poems about me. They wrote poems about me, and they said the type of teacher that I was. And of course, I put them in my book. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is. Y'all are going to buy my book, and y'all are going to read what they said about me. Okay. This is the Medical Billing and Coding Q&A book. Okay. This is the Medical Billing and Coding Q&A book. Go to Amazon and order this book. Okay. Or you can order the book from me. Okay. I have 2 poems that I put in this book that my students wrote about me. Okay. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is, but the first thing she said, "Hi, Miss Lambert." They used to get me like that. Like, "Hi, Miss Lambert." And oh Lord, my other student, she used to come, "Miss Lambert." She said, "Miss Lambert, how you doing today?" I swear I used to crack up every day when I came in school. I missed those girls so bad. And, when I see these things that they've written about me, it's amazing. It's amazing because they think I forgot about them. I have not forgotten about them. The poems that my students written about me, I put them in my book. I put them in my book, and I told them I'll never forget none of them. This book was enthused by my students, and that's how I created this book. They gave me input. They gave me what they didn't like about the class. They gave me what I should put in the class. My students were amazing. And you guys are out there. I have all of y'all's emails. Just amazing. Mr. Everett, you are in here too. Mr. Everett told me I was in the right place. Okay. And he called me sister girl. And y'all know I was like, well, what is sister? Who are you talking to, sister girl? What does that mean? I didn't understand that kind of talk, sister girl and all that kind of stuff. And, he said, sister girl, you're in the right place. And I said, what is that? He said, teacher. He said, you was born to teach. And I said, what? I'm telling you, I had no idea. I've come from the hospital. I said, I'm not a teacher. I'm a supervisor. I don't teach. I don't teach. And he said, yes, you are. And that's how I started teaching. That's how I started teaching. So trust me, just because those doors are not opening for you, there's something else you can do. I don't care if it's hair. I be thinking of stuff that I'm gonna do. Where's my flyers at for my salon? We have Family Style Salon. I created Family Style Senior. Family Style Senior is I just wash seniors here. I go to different seniors. Not centers, but like nursing homes and different things like that. Well, I go to centers too. And I give out the flyers in case they want somebody to wash their hair. So you see what I'm saying? You got to have things that, that you can do. You got to have things where you can make money. I wash their hair right there in their house, right there. It's just, I'm mobile. So, you have to find something to do. Even if you do like the Uber thing, you can work on your business after that. Work on your resume after that. Do not give up. The young lady the other day, oh my God. I mean, she was literally in tears, and she was like, she called 211. And I guess that's they tell you where to get stuff and different things like that. And she just fell out. And she was 22. I think she was 21. But listen, so what? Call a 221, 211, call a 211, do what you got to do. You still standing, ain't you? At 22, it's hardly begun, girl. You got so much more time you don't even know. You're going to go over hiccups. You're going to run into those jackasses, HRs, those jackasses, managers, and those jackasses that's interviewing you that you just want to take something, throw at their asses. Y'all know I don't curse, but I had to do it like that because I'm telling y'all right now, do not let them get to you. Do not let them get to you. Don't let them take you out of your character. Okay. If you don't get that job, go for another job. Try another state. Put your resume in different states. I've seen a lot of people going out of country. Put your resume out the country. If you want to steadfast and you want to make sure you did what you went to school for, which to me is imperative. If you went to school for that, then yeah, you should be doing what you went to school for. You should be doing what you went to school for. I know a lot of people who went to school for business administration. My girlfriend right now, she's going for business administration, and then she's going for her master's in probably healthcare management or healthcare administration. I think she's going for healthcare administration then. I didn't do I went for my MBA in accounting, and I went for my MBA in healthcare management, and I went for business, my bachelor's in business. And and I went for my associates in billing and coding. But you guys see how all of that entwines and what I'm doing now? You guys see how that intertwines? One, my MBA helps me with the finances here. My MBA helps me be a revenue cycle director. You see, that was the purpose of me getting my master's degree in accounting. And then I got my master's degree in healthcare management. I got before that because I knew I needed that master's to follow up with that accounting that I wanted to do. Then I have the bachelor's degree in business administration. And I have an associate's degree in medical billing and coding. You guys see how all of those degrees twine up into what I'm doing now, the teaching that I'm doing now. You want to slam the door in my face? Okay, go ahead. I'm going to take my degrees and I'm going to put them in this bowl and I'm going to metastasize it up so it can creep out to every angle that I went to school for. So that's what I want you to do. Don't get scared because they close the door in your face. You tell yourself you still got the skills that you went to school for. You know how many doors closed in my face? Many doors have closed in my face. Many doors have opened in my face. I've had one person, she knew, and I wasn't even looking to be on anybody's payroll because when I come in, I'm coming in contracted. I don't have to be on your payroll. But she said she wanted me to be on her payroll. She knew I had my own business because she had her own business. You see what I'm saying? Which is imperative when you start a new adventure. They know if I tell somebody my name is Lisa Lambert and I work for Sapphire Physician Coding, all I got to do is put Sapphire Physician Coding in. I am the owner of Sapphire Physician Coding. My business has been around since 2013. You see what I'm saying? If I go and work at the hospital, it would just be a plus for me because I'm going to do my business regardless. I have to because my business is my life. I'm going to get your money, but I'm also going to go around this hospital and teach everybody in this hospital. They're going to pay me. You see what I'm saying? So when you have those degrees and you did the college, Don't get discouraged. And this is why I don't hardly charge anything for doing this program for coding, because I was so disgusted with my students paying $27,000 for the same program that I'm teaching you right now. And I just didn't understand why we had to charge them $27,000 for, they ain't gonna do it. I had men in my classroom that just was in my classroom because I said, well, why are you here if you really don't want to do medical billing and coding? Oh no, he came out there with this flyer and he said I can get a stipend. Let me tell you something. When I have students like that, they talk about they want a stipend, get out. That's the first thing I say, get out. But some of them be joking around with me and stuff like that. But when you have students that are like that, those are the ones that I like to turn them around. Let me turn you around from just wanting a stipend, and it just burnt me up. So, again, my regional director and I, that's why we made this program. And I said, I cannot stand by why these students are being charged $27,000. And Sinclair said, well, Lisa, listen, I want you to develop an online program. That's what he told me. He said, you develop an online program. My first thought was, Sinclair, I have no idea how to do it. I don't know what to do. He said, I guarantee you can do it. You got 2 months. And guess what? I did. The program is the same program that we have at the college without all the unnecessary knickknacks. You don't need pharmacology, okay? You don't need customer service. Not that I can't give you customer service. Customer service in a billing program is to teach you how to act with customers. It's to teach you how to act with patients. It's just like the same test that they give you at the post office. They give you the entrance exam just to see how you would do with patients. And then you get there and the leaders and the managers and the supervisors are terrible. Their customer service is disgusting. They treat you like a dog and all of that just out the door. So why even give us the customer service test when you start working for the post office? Nobody has respect for anybody. You see what I'm saying? Not saying that you're not going to use that in the field, because you're going to use customer service. But I don't think a direct customer service teaching class is necessary. Yes, we had the job development. Dr. Hardy was one of the best job development dudes I ever seen, because he got them students working. It was to show them how to do their resume, to show them this, show them that. In the Sapphire class, I have all of that in there. You have to join the Sapphire team in order for you to get in there. SapphireCoding.com, check it out. Click on that link and get one of those courses. Those courses, again, are $59.99 and I think $39. I don't know what they are, but I always do like a promo tuition in the summertime. September 15th, I have to put that stuff back. But YTU, you all make sure you take advantage of that, because when I'm not on YTU, that's what those courses are for. I will give you an email so that you can have access to get into the Sapphire Coding portal. Everything is there. The summary is there. I can give you competencies. I can give you tests. I can do that here. We can do that here. Here is just my introduction to you. When you fully join the class, that's when we can do it. But again, the courses and the program is going to go back up on September 15th. Make sure you guys get in with that. You can also email me at physicians@sapphirecoding.com. Miss Lambert, I want to buy the book. How do I buy the book, Miss Lambert? Miss Lambert, I want to buy the program. Go to that program that I just showed you. Go on my website. You're going to click on See Courses. Again, this is not one of our regular lessons. This is me just kind of chit-chatting. That lesson, I think I set it for an hour after this. So we got 15 more minutes. And then I'm going to do that medical terminology class. We're late on it, but we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to do it right after this. So again, don't let anybody feel like you're any less of a person than they are. You do have people that come straight out of high school and they get what they want, but then you have those that don't. Now, I'm not saying, you're going to go to college and you're going to specifically get this job that you want. What if you get the job you want and you don't want to do it no more? My sister used to say, Lisa, make me sick. My sister is, I don't know what, she's the vice president of the something at North Shore Long Island Jewish or Long Island Jewish. I don't know, one of them. But my sisters be like, Lisa, make me sick. I'm not saying I get them, and I mean I could go right now. But if I give you 1,000%, I can't give my own business 1,000%. And if you're not going to accept me, then I can't accept you. I can't. If I give you my 9 to 5, let me give you my 9 to 5. But I've got to put the rest of that in Sapphire Physician Coding because that's my passion. No, I can't go to Jamaica 3 times a week like my sister can. I can't go to Cancun every other month like my sister can. But none of that interests me. I'm not a trip person. I'm not a person that just that's them. You know, I'm like a homebody. I pretty much do the same thing every day. I've been wearing the same perfume for almost 35 years. Longer than that. I've been using the same dishwashing liquid for our Lord have mercy. I use the same soap, Lord have mercy, the same thing. I drink the same coffee for 25 and 30 years. I'm like so simple. Like my grandmother wore one long braid down her back ponytail. I wear a ponytail every single day. I don't change that much. All the extra excitement and all this stuff going on, it doesn't interest me. What interests me is something that I can learn, something that I can teach, something that we can inspire somebody with, education, politics. That's the kind of stuff that I like. That's the kind of stuff that I talk about. That's the kind of stuff that I'm into. Am I going to go to Paris? Yes, that's my dream trip. I'm going to Paris. Do we want to expand the school? Yes, we are going to expand the school because I want to have also an online school and I want to have a walk-in school. So that's why my program is made for accreditation. Everything that accreditations look for, I've already put it in my program. You don't need to be accredited if you're online school. If you have a physical school, you must be accredited. They're coming. But I have my crosswalk. I have my syllabus. I have my time frame. I know how long my classes are. I know how long I'm going to teach y'all. Y'all can hit any one of my chats and y'all find it. Okay? So, again, that's me giving you a word to the wise. We all, people have their own, but they're human too. They have fell down and fell up. There are times where I fade away sometimes and I kind of come back. I fade away and I come back. I have to train, at the hospital, and then I'm all about the hospital. You guys don't really see me. But, again, it's not going to knock me away from the fact that I went to school and I need to utilize my degrees. This is where I utilize my degrees if I'm not at a facility. So, don't get lockhead. Don't get lockhead. Join my program. Get the coding program. If you don't want to do the whole program, you get the coding program. But I would prefer you get the whole program in case you want to do something else. I have a bunch of HR questions. I have HR questions in my school. I don't think I gave you guys your HR questions. If you guys find a playlist with HR questions, I put those HR questions on there already. But if you join my program, I have HR questions because I hire. I mean, I have to have this. I have a specifics that I hire. No, I'm not an authoritarian type of leader. So I give people a chance. I have questions in there on HR questions. Matter of fact, we're going to do one where I'll show you that. I almost forgot that the diabetic thing that I wanted to show you. Hopefully they got it in this book. I'll just put it down because I just remembered it. So, maybe you need to change something in your resume. Research that company before you even get there. They're going to ask you, a little bit about the company, so and so. And, sometimes, you do have people who go on interviews and they really don't want the job. And then they go on the job. And because if I say, do you know anything about the company? I might, if you don't know, just make up something. Just act like you do. Okay, act like you actually read the job description. Because how you gonna go to interview? You don't know nothing about the company. Make sure you know something about the company. Okay, use Grammarly for your resume. Check it. Make sure there's no errors on it. Go out of state. You don't have to stay in the same state. If you already did your bachelor's degree, go out of state. Try to go out the box. Don't always check for Like if you did healthcare management and you have a and you have a business administration, don't always check healthcare management jobs. Go for business administration jobs. If you have a versatile of what you learned when you went to college, you have to use it. Even if you know a skill that you didn't go to college for and your degree says something else, try to find something in that skill, but you're going to find it in the tier of the bachelor's degree. So when you're looking for jobs, you're going to look for one, and it's going to say tier. It's going to say bachelor's degree. Now I don't know what's going on with Indeed. I get a lot of not good feedback these days about Indeed, which I'm so surprised because Indeed's been around so long. But I'm telling you, just be careful of those crackpot jobs. And those shipping jobs, and we're gonna ship something to your door. We're gonna show. I know so many people that got lacked on that. Nobody's going to give you $4,600 a month to mail something from your house to their house. So don't do that. Okay. If you're going to do Indeed, just kind of be precarious. Okay. And I mean, I saw like 15 million people subscribe to Indeed. Indeed used to be my go-to. They used to be my go-to. I used to see my students. I used to get stuff on Indeed. People come from Indeed all the time. But I'm getting such bad feedback from Indeed. Now, Monster, and people don't talk about Monster. They talk about Indeed. Indeed has a lot of different positions, different states. Just kind of be precarious. When you hear them people calling you and they're talking about, they're saying something, you can't understand them, hang up the phone, okay? But I still wouldn't, I'm not going to tell you I don't single out Indeed, but I did hear, bad stuff about Indeed. Just if you don't want to do Indeed, there's ZipRecruiter, there's Monster, there's Career Builder. You don't like them, go straight to the company. Straight to the company. You got paper? Put it inside your printer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Find you 50 companies that you want to work at. 100. Find you 100 companies that you want to work at. Number them from 1 to 100. I don't care how long it takes. I'm telling you, you got to do your due diligence. First company, second company, this company, that company, and the address. And the address. Make sure you get the email to the company. The email, the website, the address, everything. You're going to make you a folder of these jobs. You're going to hit the website of each one of these jobs. And then what you're going to do, you're going to see what they have for openings. And then you're going to start applying. Hello. Hi. Nice to see you. Oh, absolutely. We're going to get these jobs. Don't let them discourage you. The way you look for a job, it's the same way you study. When we do our theory and we study, it is the same way. You're going to make a description. You're going to have your folders. I don't care if you're going to have your chair, you're going to have your folder, and you're going to put in there your jobs. Or you could even make a spreadsheet in your computer. When you're looking for a job, it's just like a job from 9 to 5. If you seriously want to look for a job, get up in the morning, get your coffee, let's get started. I'm telling you, I've done it thousands of times. I don't know how many, I don't even know how people still hire me. I've had so many jobs, it's ridiculous. I love my job. I love what I do. I even went up to the mountains in North Carolina, 4 hours from the school, and then I went up there to work, and those doctors paid for me to be in a hotel. And I still she still want me to work for her? Oh, Lisa, yeah. Are you okay with the 3-hour ride? Yeah, I'm sure I'm all right with 3-hour ride. That didn't bother me because I was a teacher. And then my boss would let me off. Sinclair would say, okay, go ahead. I'm going to cover your class, so you go ahead for your 2 days. For my 2 days, my regional director covered my class. I went up to North Carolina, up to the mountains. I went to that doctor's office. I changed that whole Athena and that whole IDX and flipped that whole office around. That's why I be telling y'all, don't frick-frack with your boss, because sometimes you need him to be your right hand. Do not sleep on how you find a job. If you ticky with Indeed, try the rest of them. If somebody call you and you can't understand what they're saying, then hang up. Hang up. I want y'all to make sure that you just focus on finding that job, because you can't write off the student loans the way you can taxes. You file a chapter whatever 13.7 or whatever, okay, taxes. You can't do that with the student loans. They're coming for them student loans. They're coming. Whether they getting it from your taxes or they're getting it however, they coming for the student loans. Unless you was one of the fortunate ones and got into that civil service and had it written off. Okay. If you was one of the fortunate ones like us that, were able to do that, kudos to you. Okay. But those of you who have not, and they didn't take all of mine. They didn't take all of mine. I still have some. They didn't take all of mine. Just make sure that you are focused on getting the job. You have, like I said, you have some people who are doing the interview that really don't want you to get the job. Let me tell you something. I worked in North Carolina. I was here years ago. First Choice, Apple Choice, I don't know what it was, a healthcare facility. I came in as the supervisor. And I learned so much from this woman. She was a sergeant in the military, but she was the head of the facility. And she controlled all of the board members. And she got grants. And I was told that they put these jobs out because they get certain type of grants, and they have to have these positions listed because they already have the money to pay these people. If they don't list these positions and say, oh, well, we didn't hire anybody yet. Oh, okay, here's your grant. You see people with all these jobs, 99,000 jobs, and they ain't hiring nobody yet? That's why. Because they have to show the grant people that we need the grants because we're going to hire these people. You see what I'm saying? You see a job and you go, and then you go on the website. Well, dang, that job is still there. Auntie know what she's talking about. I'm telling you right now. I've been there, done that. I've been in there. I've been in there right hand where they taught me. That's how I know how to apply for grants. The grants are for the new people. If you see a hospital that has 50 jobs or a clinic that has all these 99 jobs and then 2-3 months later, you see the same jobs, it's something going on, okay? They're getting some type of funds to fill these positions. If they do not fill those positions, the positions have to come down, but they will put those positions back up. They will put those positions back up. If they don't hire, they're keeping the money. They're keeping the grants. They're keeping what's out there. They make people think they're going to hire, and then they really don't. I'm telling you, I have seen so many things go on. I've been in a facility in New York, in Brooklyn, where the facility changed over. I think I was a financial coordinator supervisor, where I think that's where I had created the coordinated team, and they put them all in different offices in Brooklyn. And then they had these guys come in, and they were like, they're taking over. And then they talk about they're changing the name. And everybody was like, well, what happened to the financial coordinators? What's going to happen to us? I had already left. I already made my team. I don't know where my boy is. I forgot his name, but he used to call me and give me heads up. But they came in. They changed the name of the whole facility at the Queens, Brooklyn. I said, well, what did they call it? Now, I was already gone. I left and went to North Carolina. But in retrospect to that is changing a name of something alleviates past finances. Changing a name means that you're somebody else. Did you guys see the article about Vance changing his name and changing him?